Hey, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. It is Saturday, January 29th, 2022. You are listening to Wealth, Wisdom, and Well-Being. I am Hyacinth Henderson. I am broadcasting live in the beautiful studios of generally sunny South Florida. However, it's freezing today. It's like 20 degrees outside, y'all. Okay, it's not really 20 degrees. Maybe it's like 40. It's 40, but it feels like 20, and your girl is freezing. So today we're going to be talking about broke people shouldn't date. Yes, you triggered. You're going to be triggered and it's going to be okay. We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure through this trigger. Okay. So I am Hyacinth Henderson. Whenever you see me in these internet streets and off the internet as well, I talk wealth, wisdom, and well being. I am passionate about self development. That is mine and yours. And on Saturday Risings, I tap in and connect with you all on the Henderson Financial Group Facebook page for wealth, wisdom, and well-being. All right, so y'all get in here, get comfortable. Okay, I thought it was still gonna be cold in here, but I guess I'm layered up enough. So I'll take the jacket off. But it's freezing outside, y'all. It's freezing. It is freezing. I was born and raised in the county of Dade. I'm not used to the cold weather. Yet here we are. All right, so here what we let's get into it because I'm a little bit tardy to the party, but right on time nevertheless, however it goes. All right. So the other day on my Facebook page, I put up a post titled Broke People Shouldn't Date. And I want to go on wax on record saying that Comcast be having our internet down. And on that day, they had our internet and our phone down. So I had time that day. Generally, I don't have time, but I had time on that day, whatever day that was. Maybe it was Thursday. And so I put this post and I said, friendly reminder, broke people shouldn't date. And it got so much interaction, so many comments and inboxes and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, all right, I see where y'all at with this. And it was interesting. It was interesting to see. It was very interesting to see. People went, like I said, people went crazy. The mission of the post was for me to ask you all to ponder a different perspective, was to like expand your mind and then ponder a different perspective. And regardless of how you left that post feeling, my mission was accomplished because y'all got to talking and commenting and sharing and inboxing and stuff like that. So I figured let's bring it here. Let's bring it here because by the time I say a word or I post a word, understand that I've taken it several several layers deeper than what it appears. It's always several layers deeper. So while the title says broke people shouldn't date, what we're going to talk about is brokenness and brokenness. Brokenness and brokenness. All right. So let me educate you first. Let's go back to the purpose of dating. So, and I know that this is a conversation that is needed to have, I don't know what's going on this rising, but it's a conversation that we need to have. It's a conversation that we need to have because generally even when you don't talk about money in the conversation with dating, people kind of blur the lines of, just hanging out, friends, dating, relationship, courting, married. They blur the lines. So today we're going to start this conversation as we tie in why broke people shouldn't date. We're going to start this conversation with what the purpose of dating is. Okay. Because on my post, I got people commenting saying, well, ain't nothing wrong with going to brunch or you can't have no social life. And I'm like, baby, going to brunch is not dating. But I realized that maybe we don't know that. So let's talk about it so that we can then be about it and then make some change about it. The purpose of dating is an evaluation period. It is not just you fine and I'm fine, or you find it in my next man, so we dating now, we go together. It is you fine, but I got to evaluate and see what's behind that fineness, right? It is you're smart, but I have to evaluate and see what's behind that. So the purpose of dating is an evaluation period. You are dating to evaluate each other's suitability and compatibility as a long-term couple, life mate, partner, or spouse, if that's your jam. The title of today's episode is Broke People Shouldn't Date. And I also want to let y'all know when I be writing this and, preparing for these shows and stuff, I really see myself so calm and peaceful. And then when I get on here, all the fire just comes up. But that's not the vision I have for myself. So I want to let y'all know that I don't be fussing. I just be discussing. But it's really this calm person that's writing this out. And then just when I get on here, whatever happens, happens. So let's go back. The purpose of dating is an evaluation period. It is to evaluate. To evaluate Not just to say, oh, you caught my eye, now we go together. You caught my eye, now we have to evaluate. Let me evaluate how you are able to, or if you are able to, fit into and complement my life on a long-term basis. And you should be evaluating how I am able to do the same. Okay. And so I like to separate married and long term because not everybody wants to get married again. And every time I say that, I said, listen, I don't see myself getting married again. People mistake that for I don't have a desire to have a long-term partnership or companionship. And that's different, right? So we'll have this conversation a different day. But the way that I see marriage is I don't see myself or I don't desire to have more children. I'm 40 years old. My daughter's 21. She's about to graduate from college. So since I don't see myself having more children and I have studied and I understand the purpose of marriage, then for me, there's no need to get married, right? And we're going to take religion out of that. However, long-term companionship is still on the table. And so I want y'all to understand that everybody, has their own choices. But today we are going to explore trauma, brokenness financially, and brokenness emotionally and spiritually. So broke people shouldn't date. We are going to explore that. All right. I already said this. People talked about activities and social activities. So let me go on record again saying that dating is not socializing. Socializing can be a part of dating. It can be a part of the evaluation phase. I'm evaluating for a long-term relationship or a marriage or whatever your gig is. You're right. I want to see how you socialize. You know what? I want to see how it is when we go to brunch. How are you mean to the waiter or waitress? Are you entitled? How are you engaging with people? Are we at a family function and you ain't talking? Like, what's going on? So socializing is a part of dating, but socializing is not dating. Socializing is not dating. Broke people should not date. Remember, dating is an evaluation process for the long term. It ain't shacking. It ain't shaking. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's your thing, just realize you can be shacking and not dating. You can be shacking because you broke and broken and you can't afford your bills on your own and you want somebody to help you pay half the bills, but you shacking, but you ain't really dating because you ain't doing no evaluation process and you don't even realize you're being evaluated. It's just like, you know what? We shacking, we splitting the rent, but we ain't dating. We just shacking. Shacking ain't dating. So if you're shacking and not dating, think about that and say, wow, am I really evaluating this person? Am I evaluating myself? And as you evaluate the other person, preparation and evaluation go hand in hand. Because if you're evaluating somebody else, you're being evaluated too. And if you're evaluating someone else and you're thinking about the long term, you're like, hold on. If the purpose of dating is to make evaluation regarding suitability and compatibility for the long term, is the person that I am now ready for long term, or do I need to change? That's different than just shacking. That's different than just roommating. That's different than just sliding. That's different than just socializing. That's different than just hanging out. Because if we just socializing and sliding and hanging out, I may not see you in my future 10 years from now. It don't really matter what you do after we have this good time because you're here for a good time, not a long time. But when you are dating, when you know that you are being evaluated and when you know that you are doing evaluating, you got to look at yourself first. Broke people should not date. I'm going to keep saying this. Broke people should not date. So let's talk about this. You get what you are given. You are given what you get. Rephrase that. You are given what you get. That's going to make sense. If you are broke financially, it is certain, period, underline, certain, bold, double underline. If you are broke financially, it is certain that you are broken emotionally and spiritually as well. Why? Why do I say that? Why do you say that, Hyacinth? I'm fine spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. I'm good. I'm good. I got a good relationship with God. I go to church every Sunday, and then I hit Tuesday or Wednesday Bible study. I'm a little behind on my tithes. But girl, I'm good. I am not broken spiritually. Who are you to tell me that I'm broken spiritually? Yes, you are, boo-boo. I'm certain that if you are broke financially, you are broken spiritually. Why? Because money is just a fun way to keep score of your actions. Money just keeps the score. Money is a result of what you have done. Money is a result of what you have given to the world. Money comes from service. If you are broken spiritually, if you are broken emotionally, how are you going to serve well and serve to your highest capacity so that you are compensated financially? Broke people should not date. I'm going to say it again until it resonates. Broke people should not date. Socializing is not dating. Shacking and sliding is not dating. Broke people should not date. Money is a result. It is a result. It is a result. It is a result. So when you are saying, I don't need money, money ain't everything, I'm just going to serve the Lord, this and this, baby, who are you really serving? Because right now in this day and age, the way that people show their gratitude and their appreciation, they want to pay you. Child, I had a therapy session so good last Friday on Mental Health Fridays. After we got off the call, I said, I need to tip this lady. I might want to let me cash up a little something for the weekend. That's how we show, right? Our appreciation, our gratitude. Money is the result. If you are not using, this is why I say that it is certain that if you are broke financially, you are broke spiritually, and you're broke emotionally, because if you are not using your God-given talents and abilities and gifts to serve and then keep the score by way of financial abundance, wealth, and prosperity, just a fun way to keep the score. If you're not using that, your God-given talents and gifts and abilities, then we must evaluate your brokenness so that you can stop being broke. Broke people should not date. We must evaluate our brokenness to figure out, why am I not using all that God has gifted into me to use? Why am I not giving all that God has gifted to me to give? Because I am given, receive what I give. There's no two ways about that. You are, another way to say that is you get what you give. You get what you give, you're given what you give. If you have a little, you're given a little. And a lot of times people think, well, I don't have no money, how am I gonna give? What talents, what treasures are you given? And most of the time, you will not use and give your talents if you are broken, because you don't feel worthy of giving your talents. You say things like, who am I to do this? Who am I to teach that? Who am I to want better? Who am I? That's because you're broken emotionally and spiritually, and it's affecting you financially. So broke people should not date. Healing is an ongoing journey. It is not a destination. Healing is an ongoing journey. It's not a destination. That's why you will hear me consistently say, make time for your mental health. Mindset before money set. Change your environment. Watch what you will consistently hear me say that. I am not new to this. I am true to this. I've been doing this for 20 years. Every time we get a call at the Henderson Financial Group and we work the client and we talk the client through it, afterwards, I know for a fact that how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're doing your money and your finances like this, you're doing other areas in your life like that. So I cannot only focus on your negative, poverty-stricken financial behaviors and habits without connecting the dots and saying, this baby got some healing to do. This person got some healing to do. This person has some healing and some brokenness in other areas of their life. That's why they're spending all their money. This person has some healing and broken areas in other areas of their life. That's why the more they make, the more they spend. I've been with them. They've been a client since they made this much, a little bit. Now they're making a lot of bit, and they spending a lot of bit more. And I know that the way you do one thing is how you do everything. So when I'm talking to you, when I'm listening, and, I got to be stern, because I can't make it sound fly to you. I can't lie to you. I cannot sugarcoat it. So I have to be stern, but understand that when I am stern with y'all, and when we have these conversations, and when I say, hey, you can't be spending your money like that, I am also having conversations. We're huddling up as a team, and we're having conversations. Okay, we got to present this. We got to do this because this is the underlying cause. Healing is an ongoing journey. Let's explore some examples and some scenarios. And I thought I heard somebody coming upstairs. I'm like, am I bad on time? No, I'm good on time. All right, let's rock and roll. Let's explore some examples and scenarios, and let's unpack the brokenness that leads to brokenness. because a lot of y'all are hearing what I'm saying, and I really want to make sure you're picking up what I'm putting down. I know you may have to run the tape back 1 or 2 times. I understand that. I know you may have to share this. I know you may have to meditate on it. You may have to take it to the prayer mat. I understand that, but I really, really want you to get it. I don't want this to be one of those things that she ain't talking to me. There go Hyacinth with that again, and she moving those hands in that head, and that ain't for me. No, this is for you. This message is for you, and I want you to get it. So let me give you some scenarios. Let's look at Rodney. Rodney makes fast money, and you probably listen, and you talking about, broken people be broke. Well, I know Rodney. Rodney is, neighborhood kingpin. Everybody know Rodney. He ain't got to be dealing dope. He might be scamming. Everybody know Rodney. Rodney stays fresh to death. He appears that he is not broke because he keeps a pocket full of money, pocket full of cash. He got on all the designer. He Instagram famous. He all of this, the matching shoes, hat, shirt. Rodney ain't broke, Hyacinth. What are you talking about? Okay. Rodney usually has several women, maybe several kids. It depends, because he either has several kids or he went the opposite extreme and I ain't having no kids. So he definitely got several women. He's not tied down with one woman. Although he may present one woman, he got several women. Rodney has a pocket full of cash and no assets. Pocket full of cash, and no assets. No assets. What is an asset? So we must understand that money is not an asset. Cash is not an asset. And a lot of people get that confused. They see people that appear to have cash or have money and think that they are rich or wealthy or abundant, but they have no assets. And so, baby, cash is not an asset. Cash is a tool that we use to be able to tap into amass assets so that the assets can then give us some more money. But if I just have the cash, dollar, greenbacks, a mattress full of money, baby, that ain't really no assets. I got to use that cash to convert that into assets. And Rodney, the neighborhood fly guy with a pocket full of cash, no assets, usually has no assets. No life insurance, no legal accounts. He ain't got nothing together. Everything is cash based. And do you know why? Because he don't trust nobody. He ain't settling down. He ain't gonna pick a main girl. He ain't gonna have no kids. Rodney don't trust nobody. And because Rodney does not trust anybody, he appears not to be broke, but his brokenness is really leading his life. Because if Rodney used them same skills and them same gifts that were given to him to stop scamming and scheming, then he could really get legit, trust the system, trust people to advise him. We get it all the time. I know, I hear what you're saying, but no, I'm not, I'm used to doing it my way. That's a lack of trust. So what's the brokenness that needs to be healed? It's trust. Why does Rodney not trust? Well, we got to unpack some childhood experiences. We got to unpack some behaviors. We got to unpack the words that were said to Rodney when he was a kid. And let me go on record and say this now. We grown now. We grown. Everybody listening to this should be grown, unless your mama or granny got you listening to this. And if you under grown age and you listen to this, shout out to you for getting a head start. The rest of us, we grown. As we are grown, oftentimes we remember things that people said to us on our journey when we were coming up. We remember how people made us feel. I had a flashback this rising as I was getting ready about an organization I was a part of. And I just remember how the ladies made me feel. And I say, it just came out of nowhere. So we remember how people made us feel and the things that they said. And since we do that, and we grown, I'm 40, and this incident happened years ago. And I remember things from my parents and things like that. Then now it is now our responsibility to be mindful and say, if I am remembering and recalling these traumatizing, trauma-inflicted events, let me be better and let me do better so that I don't inflict trauma on the people that I'm engaging with today. Not just children, but friends and family members. Because you may think you're just saying something, but that something that you're saying oftentimes sticks. And when it sticks, oftentimes it hits people right there in the gut, in the ribs, and a rib bruise, you ain't gonna never fully heal from that. So you're thinking, well, I just said that in a moment of anger. I said that back then. Well, now you grown and that's hanging over your head. And unless you're doing the healing work, you are still broken and it's affecting your brokenness. So when I see people like Rodney, who refuse to trust, who refuse to put faith in anything other than what he can control. And Rodney is an example. I know that there is some brokenness. And I know that when it's time to bury Rodney, or if Rodney get locked up or Rodney go to jail, then everything Rodney appeared to have together is crumbling because the foundation wasn't set. And the foundation wasn't set because he was broken. All right, let's go to, that's one example. You may be Rodney. You may know a Rodney. Your sons may be Rodney. Your uncles, your nephews, somebody else may be Rodney. And what happens is, let's tap into this as well. When you recognize that, now you can understand why Rodney behaves the way he behaves. So now it's not a why you in them streets, why you spending all your money, why you doing this and this. Now it's a Rodney needs nurturing and love. Rodney is broken, and so how can I know I'm not Rodney's therapist, but now that I have recognized that Rodney is broken, and this is why he's operating this way, how can I relate to him and connect with him in a way that does not further break him, but that slowly builds him up? And here's the thing about the building up process. People think that you build overnight. That is not the case. Social media has you thinking that, the telephones, the internet, the electronics has you thinking you push a button and it's there. But if you really think about something, when you are building something and constructing something, it takes time. So when you are saying little things, being the example to build up Rodney because you recognize that he is broken, this is not a one-time event. This is not why I told him and he ain't listen, so forget him, now I'm gossiping about him. It is not that. It is Hyacinth has revealed unto me. She has made me aware that Rodney's behavior, his brokenness, is a result of his brokenness. And now instead of continuing to break him, I'm going to make it my business to build him. Because brick by brick, the structure will be rebuilt. Okay, let's go into Sarah. Let's go to Sarah. I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down today. It's a beautiful, lovely day. It's cold. Y'all got me out my bed. It's cold. It's cold, child. I got on lots of clothes under here, okay? All right. Let's go to Sarah. This is another example. So Sarah's stuck in a dead-end job. It don't pay enough. Sarah's comfortable. You know, she's been there for years. They know her. They know her children, her child. You know, she's developed a relationship with them to where it kind of feels like family, but she's unfulfilled. She's like, I've been here for so long that, you know, they don't really bother me. It's okay, but I'm unfulfilled. She's about 45 years old. She lives alone. She's single, as an unmarried, don't got a bae, right? Single as an unmarried. She may be sliding or shacking, but she's single. Understand the difference. She maybe have a grown child, and the grown child is out of her house. So she's just kind of just comfortable. Sarah is living paycheck to paycheck. She's living paycheck to paycheck. And she refuses to seek higher education. She refuses to seek more. She refuses to leave her comfortable zone because she feels that she can rest in her comfortness. So Sarah is broke because of her past brokenness. Sarah is resting in mediocrity because of her past experiences. Her brokenness comes from her brokenness. And the experiences that she's had enough experiences that have taught her not to rock the boat. She's had enough experiences and encounters with people who told her she was doing too much. Don't do too much. Just do just enough. I remember years ago, I dated a guy. He was like, you're just doing too much. And then he came back. I was like, what is this? Oh, no, I'm doing more now. But Sarah, she's been around people who's been training her to just settle. She's been around people that's been training her to shrink. She's been around people that's been telling her that's enough. Just hold it right there. Like, you good, you comfortable. And so now she's living paycheck to paycheck. Her child is grown and her child is out of the house. And she knows that she has some God-given gifts and talents, and she dreams about them and she thinks about them. And she says, oh man, if only I could, not knowing that she can. But her brokenness is keeping her broke and in a cycle of living paycheck to paycheck and refusing to say, hey, y'all, hey, I know we like family here. I've been here for a long time. Y'all don't watch my kids grow up. You don't give me no problems. When I need a day off, you give me a day off. You may call me on my day off, but you're going to give me my day off. I know y'all treat me okay here, but I've grown and I want more now. Sarah refuses to say that. She refuses to have that conversation because she don't want to rock the boat because she's been taught to shrink. She's been taught to just settle. She may have been in a situation where she was always put last by parents, put last by lovers, put last by family members. And you don't forget that stuff. My memory kind of shaky. It just, I remember what I need to remember, and some stuff I don't remember. But I remember vividly as a child. I don't know why this memory always comes up for me, but I was in my mother's house at the time, and we didn't have many sleepovers at my mama's house, but we had a sleepover. I probably was like 4 or 5. I was a little tiny little thing. Okay. I didn't start getting thick till I got grown. So I was a little tiny little thing. And we had friends over and stuff. And I was the only girl. And my mom got up and she made us breakfast. It's a rare event. She made breakfast and we're sitting at the table and she served everybody but me. I was like 4 or 5 years old. She served, and for over the years, this memory consistently comes back to me, consistently. And I remember I needed to work through that because I was like, well, I gotta just settle for like, I'm all right. Like, I'm all right. I'll be all right. She served everybody, but, and I said, and then she served me, but I didn't die. I didn't starve. I was okay. But in my adulthood, I had to work through, no, baby, you need to speak up. You need to speak up. You cannot wait for everybody to do everything around you and you just gonna be okay. Oh, Hycie, she'll be all right. Oh, Sarah, she'll be all right. We know that we're giving her the bare minimum. We know that we're really not showing our appreciation for Sarah. But she'll be all right. And so Sarah has been resting in that comfortableness because of past experiences and current experiences. And here's the thing. If you're not careful, your current experiences will mirror and mimic your past experiences because you have not done the healing work to be able to equip yourself with the tools and the emotional fortitude to say, you know what? I know I accepted that for 45 years, but today I'm not accepting it no more. So your past experiences start to bleed into the present, and your present experiences start to mirror your past experiences. And you're thinking, this is the same thing I experienced as a child. This is the same thing I experienced in my broken marriage when maybe my husband was the breadwinner and he just dished out what I needed. What he thought I needed. Let me rephrase that. He didn't give me no access. He just gave me an allowance. This is the same experience with my baby daddy. Like, think about these experiences. Think about relationships. Think about friendships. Sarah's brokenness, 45 living paycheck to paycheck, comes from her brokenness. Broke people should not date because broke people are broken emotionally, spiritually, and financially. So when you say Hyacinth, people say, Hyacinth, what you talking about, bro? People need love too. You do need love. The best love is self-love. Let's start with self-love. Broke people should not date. You should not. You should not date because you should address your brokenness. Because here's the thing. Let's talk metaphysics now. Let's talk alignment. If you are broken and you still if you still insist on dating, you are going to consistently date broken people as well. How can you recognize and date something that you are not? So I know you lonely. I know you got a hot pocket. I know you like, oh, I just need somebody or something. The bed is cold. It's warm. It's cold season. It's 20 degrees in South Florida. I know that. But if you go forth because you can't cool it down, then understand that what you're going to attract is where you are. You can't attract here if you're there. It will be a misalignment. And if you temporarily, it's 10:14. Oh, child, Henderson going to be up here soon. All right, let me get back. If you temporarily align with it, when the misalignment is recognized, guess what's going to happen? The alignment is going to be broken. Broke people should not date unless you want to date broke people. What do you do? 3 tips real quick, then I got to go. Got to give you some solutions. Number 1, you got to check your mental health. You got to check your mental health. As much as I talk about mental health, I do a mental health live on Tuesdays on my Instagram, which is Hyacinth Henderson with Dr. Sharice. As much as I talk about that on Facebook, I have closed the Henderson Financial Group. Every third Friday is Mental Health Day. As much as I teach, educate, scream from the mountaintops about mental health, when I talk about, oh, I had a therapy, people be like, oh, you go to therapy? Ma'am, sir, yes. I'm talking about mental health. I'm not just talking about it. I'm being about it. Check on your mental health. Second thing, evaluate how you are caring for yourself. Not just putting on your clothes, going to work, being a zombie, being a robot. Evaluate how you are caring for yourself. I oftentimes post and say, friendly reminder, go to the dentist. Oftentimes I tell my clients, when's the last time you got a checkup? When's the last time you had some blood work done? You know why? Because when you care for yourself, you will care for others better. You not checking for your dental health, you not checking for your physical health tells me that you are broken. You don't care what your blood work look like. You don't care if your teeth is brown and overcome with plaque and cavities. You don't care if your mouth is stinking, because you are broken. Check how you are caring for yourself. When's the last time you went to the dentist? When's the last time you had lab work? When's the last time you drank 8 glasses of water? When's the last time you had some fruits and vegetables? When's the last time you said, you know what, I'm not just putting on these clothes and going out. I'm going to actually check and evaluate how I am caring for myself, because the first step to loving someone else, and if I want to date, I'm dating them because I want to eventually love them, is loving myself. That's the second thing. Disconnect to reconnect. I'm going to leave you with this because I don't want Mr. Henderson to be like, I see, wow, come on. You know, we got a special guest today. You got Donna on and you got a lady waiting. Okay. All right. I'm almost done. Last thing, disconnect to reconnect. You got to check what you're putting in your mind. He's coming. You got to check what you're putting in your mind. What type of music are you listening to? What type of programs are you listening to? You can literally program your mind. I listen to a lot of audios, a lot of frequencies, a lot of subconscious programming so that I intentionally program my mind. You must intentionally program your mind. Where do you start? YouTube. Type in frequencies, healing frequencies, positive type in whatever it is you want to do. You must intentionally program your mind. You must intentionally program your mind. For those of you who are listening to the audio only, my dad just came up here. He's like, it's time to go. He gave me a kiss. Thank you. All right, y'all. I sincerely hope y'all picked up what I put down today. If you need to run the tape back, run the tape back. Baby, broke people shouldn't date. Now you know why broke people shouldn't date. Share this with your family, your friends, and understand that in the dating process, it's the evaluating process. Dating is evaluating. Broke people shouldn't date. Stay tuned for Understanding Money Part 2 with Mr. Robert Henderson Jr., James T. Thomas, and special guest Donna Jarrett Mays. Don't go, stick and stay. They have a great show heading your way. Peace.